In this video, I'm going to help you overcome the fear of public speaking once and for all. I'm Devin Rodriguez, and for those of you that do not know me, I'm the founder of a company called Storypreneur, and we help coaches use the power of storytelling to attract and convert leads into their business. Now, I have this channel for two reasons. Number one, this is a really great gift to leave my great grandkids so that they can see what I was doing, what I was thinking. And number two, I want to share what I know to be my truth in hopes that it potentially gives you something to walk away with at the end of this video. Now, let's clear up the air. Where am I and what am I doing? This is my backyard. So I wanted to take you on a little walk throughout the woods, and I wanted to talk to you today about overcoming the fear of public speaking. As a person that now teaches people how to communicate and speak, I think it's important to understand that the number one reason why people are afraid of speaking in public is because they have a negative association with public speaking. I'll give you an example. Growing up, I was bullied for many years of my life. And I was the type of person where if I spoke, I literally was beaten as a result of speaking in public. The bullies would literally gang up on me 4-1, and I would be beaten up in the park, face down on the ground, come home with black eyes, bloody noses, and just scream in my pillow and say, God, why are you putting me through this? And I share all of this with you because after 6 years of going through this, I had such a negative association with speaking in public. So now when I was in high school and I was asked to give presentations, what would happen? I would freeze up. I would mumble over my words. I would speak really quiet. And I just wouldn't want to get up out of my seat. And when I was about to get up out of my seat, my heart would beat at 180 beats per minute. Why? Because I was afraid of what was going to be done or said as a result of my association. So what does association have to do with this? See, here was the thing, that whenever I spoke in public as a child, I associated that with something negative, which was me being beaten up. Now, chances are you might have gone through an experience in your life where you might have stumbled over your words, bumbled over your words, just maybe didn't have a great experience. And as a result, what happened was now you have a negative association with speaking in public. And ultimately, what it comes back to is rejection. We don't like to be rejected. So for me in my life, when I was going through my bullying, what was the case was I was being rejected left and right, where nobody was accepting me for me. And I was trying to just speak and share my truth, and it would be shut down. So now when we go to speak in public in front of an audience, in front of our clients, what happens is we have that old frame of mind that we had back then that is now trying to influence our way of being now. So what we have to understand is that the things that we've gone through in the past, they don't just happen and go away. They're stored in our subconscious mind, and through repetition, they become our truth. Now, notice what I did not say. I did not say that they become the truth. They become our truth. The crazy part is that we don't even understand that. We don't realize that. So subconsciously, we have this negative association with speaking in public because if we reflect back on our past, what we'll realize is that we had a time in our life where maybe we got made fun of or something bad happened as a result of us speaking. But let's say you didn't have this negative association. Let's say you didn't have a negative event associated with that. Chances are you've seen somebody break down, cry, get made fun of because they spoke in public and might have messed up or something of the sort. And what does that do to you? That sends a signal to your subconscious mind that if you want to stay safe, which is the primary reason that your mind exists in the first place and your feelings exist, that you should not speak in public. So now when you're called to give a presentation, your heart starts beating, your hands get clammy, you start sweating like I am a little bit right now. Why? Because you have the thought of speaking in public as being danger, that if I speak, this negative thing will happen. So the first thing that we have to do is reframe how we view public speaking. And instead of associating it with the negative, we have to begin to associate it with the positive. And the way that we do that is we begin to think of what are the benefits of me speaking in public. In other words, as a result of me speaking, what really awesome stuff will happen? I'll be able to grow my business. I'll be able to attract more clients. I'll be able to help so many people. I'll be able to produce great content. I'll be able to do all of these great things. And you have to make the conscious decision that you're going to stop allowing who you've always been to influence who you're currently being and will become in the future. So that's the first part, is reframe how you're looking at speaking in general and decide consciously to let go of that negative association so that you can build a new positive association. The second one is this. You have to speak. The only way to get better at speaking is to speak. I see a lot of people, and this used to be me, I want to become a public speaker, or I want to share my message with the world. And I'll go read 10 books on the topic, but I'll never actually record a video. I'll never actually go speak somewhere. I'll never try to do the thing. I am not a very good swimmer. And if there's one thing that I know is that I can read as many books as I want on the topic of swimming, but unless I jump into the water, I'm never going to be able to swim any better. In a similar way, if we want to increase our ability to speak in a way that is effective, well, we can't just read about it. We can't just watch YouTube videos. Those will certainly help. But what I learned is that I had to actually go and do the thing in order to get better. Guys, I want you to go look back at one of my first YouTube videos. I used to talk like this, like I'm from New York City, because I am. Well, what I learned is that through repetition and through proper practice, I was able to transform my ability to communicate. But it was only when I was willing to do the thing. And what does that mean? I was willing to look stupid. I was willing to be silly. I was willing to not sound good. I was willing to stumble, mumble, bumble. Because at the end of the day, what we have to begin to do is place our value in us being a learner rather than place our value in us being right or looking smart. That's what's called having a growth mindset. Something I'm actually studying a lot of right now. The next thing you want to do is, if you really want to take this seriously, you got to find a mentor. And that's exactly what I did. See, the thing is when a mentor is available, a lot of times it comes with a price tag. And for me, my mentor, Les Brown, he came with a hefty price tag for me at the time, $297 a month. I had never invested any money in myself, and I was scared shitless, if I'm being quite honest with you. But I pulled the trigger. And this is what having a mentor specifically for speaking does for you. See, you can look in the mirror and tell yourself, I am the greatest speaker of all time. But unless you have a pair of trained ears and trained eyes that are listening to you and watching you, you can never get proper feedback. I mean, you can go and swing a baseball bat all day long, but then still strike out. And then you'll be wondering why you struck out. Well, it was because you didn't know how to swing the bat in the first place. In a similar way, you can go and speak all you want. But if you really want to get good at this and become confident in it, you have to get a coach, a mentor, someone that can help you craft your expertise. I mean, think about it. Anybody who's ever achieved anything great in this world had a coach. And if you're an entrepreneur, you have to become really great at your ability to present and speak, because if you can't communicate your value, then no one's going to buy what you have. The next thing and the last thing that I'll mention is that you have to understand that confidence comes from competence. And that's why getting a mentor is so critical, because they will help you develop the competence that you need in order to take your confidence to the next level. I mean, what's the real way that you feel comfortable doing anything? Let's put it this way. When you first got your license, or I'll put it to you this way. When I first got my license, my grandfather used to grab my ear and just tug at it and tug at it and tug at it. And I would steer all over the road. Grandpa, get off of me. Grandpa, get off of me. I wasn't confident, and I allowed him to shake me. But now I've been driving for like 10 years. You could pull my ear all you want. I won't freak out. Why? Because now I am confident, because I have developed competence. So if you want to develop confidence in your ability to speak in public, you have to learn how to become competent. And what does that look like? Acquiring the skill of speaking in public. I'll give you one bonus one, and that's this. Watch your language. Because if you say I'm afraid of public speaking, what you're literally saying is that you're afraid of speaking in any public scenario. Like what I'm doing right here, although there's nobody around me, is I'm speaking in public. When you're speaking with your friends, you're speaking in public. So understand that public speaking isn't something that you just do from a stage. It's something that you do in your everyday life. So I hope that these were some helpful tips. These were things that I did in my life, some mindset shifts that I had. But if I had to leave you with anything, it would just be that you actually have to do the thing in order to get better at the thing. You're not going to get better by thinking, by reading, by just gathering knowledge. You actually get better by doing the thing and having someone along the way to guide you. So hope that this was helpful. This is how you go ahead and build confidence in your life that you can sustain, so that now when you go to speak in public, no big deal.